Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Locker Room Talk. My name is David Carter.
And I'm Reggie Walker.
And this episode is brought to you by Strategic Advisor Board and The Game Within the Game.
The Game Within the Game is a college-accredited course developed by us. So it's a course for student athletes, by student athletes. It's a mindset and personal development course for them to not just survive the process of being an athlete, but thrive during it and afterwards. In today's episode, what we're going to be discussing is situational awareness.
So situational awareness is very important to have because you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of where you are, what value you provide to the team, where what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. All these things are very important to understand.
But when it comes down to the reality that you're going to be in, is you have to look at it in small chunks. You're going through an entire experience that you have to go by on a situational by situational basis. You have to break it into small parts. Just like we talk about, you got to go from point A to point B. You can't jump from A to Z. You have to go from A to B, B to C, D to E. That's how it has to happen. And having the best situational awareness and working on the skill of situational awareness continuously, building up that muscle is key for you to getting the most out of each individual situation, so you can be efficient, effective, and move forward on the stablest ground possible towards whatever you want to do in sports or in life. One of the big things that we understood from being athletes, both collegiately and even professionally, is situational awareness is a big thing that gets people in and out of the room, in and out of the building. People don't know how to read the rooms. Like, how many situations have we been in? I give a good example. You were there in Arizona when we played the Titans, and everybody came in late that day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Situational awareness. So literally, we're laughing about this now, but there was a situation where like people had went out the night before, everybody showed up late, coaches are mad, everybody's mad. Like, clearly, this is a situation in which you need to make sure you're on your P's and Q's. No one needs to cut up anymore. If you cut up, you're going to be out of there. Sure enough, that meeting tonight, somebody showed up late and they were not there, and they were good too. They got immediately kicked them out. Like, okay, you're not reading the room. You're not reading the room right now. But
Right.
Even situational awareness with like just being like in sports, you
Being aware of an opportunity.
Being aware of an opportunity.
Right.
We how we break things down with football is, first down, 1st and 10, 1st and 15, or like 2nd and 3, 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. And we break things down in different situations when we're trying to understand a different team that we're playing, because people do the same things in these situations. So like you have players like Troy Polamalu who is solely going off that. Like he knew that he could read the situation, and he's a Hall of Famer because of that. But there's other people that knew that too. Hey, I know when it's 3 seconds on the clock, this guy's going left. Mm-hmm. I know if this baseball game is going down to the 7th inning, I know they're going to bring in this guy. I know exactly what he's going to do. Like, it's knowing this and knowing each situation as an athlete makes you not just more prepared, and therefore you're going to get better results, but it also helps you to be able to understand like when you can maximize on an opportunity, when it's time to really take that risk, to take that jump, because you have to take risks. It's going to happen.
You got to shoot your gun.
You got to shoot the J. You got to shoot the J. You got to shoot it. Like,
But you need to be able to move. You need to be able to understand what's going on and be ready to have that information, have that situational awareness.
Yeah.
To make that on the spot, like you were saying, Troy Polamalu, like he was able to read it and then boom, and he shoot his J, jump over the offensive line.
Oh yeah, but you also know when you can attack your opponent the best way possible. But just even even in business, for instance, understanding the situation that is in front of you, really understanding who you're talking to in business. Why are they talking to you in the way in which they're talking to you? What's important to them? What's important to you? How can we get this done? Like, what have they been saying to you in this conversation in particular that you can really, like, where's the openings at from this conversation in particular? What is this situation giving me? Not necessarily what I got coming into this call or this meeting. That's important stuff too. But what are they giving to me in front of me right now where I can really, like, take the opening in? You know, that's like like sales, for instance. I've done a lot of sales. I did a real big background on sales. And in sales calls, the difference between you getting a sale and not getting a sale is not being able to read the situation for what it is, not being able to listen to what they're saying, not being able to pounce when you need to pounce, being able to not pounce when you don't need to pounce. And it's something that really is the difference between, like, a great salesperson or a bad salesperson, a great player and a bad player. Right. It's the same. It's very similar.
And you have to really understand how to evaluate a situation at first, but then once you've done that evaluation, you have to understand how to apply what resources or what tools, skills that you have to make an actual effect on that situation, to impose your, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not the strongest person on the field, all right? So you have speed and you need to get to this point to make that tackle, to fill that gap, or whatever whatever your assignment is, how are you gonna do it? How are you gonna get that done in this situation as it stands?
Yeah, because when you judge things off a situation by situation basis, and you understand when it comes to strengths and weaknesses, right? Like, one of the examples I gave before was with talking to my kids. You know, I was a middle linebacker. When you lead a huddle, you have to say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. You gotta be Mr. Tough Guy. But in that situation, saying things with my chest is good. When I go home and I talk to my kids and I say it with my chest, that's very bad. So, like, to the man with the hammer, everything is a nail. Like, right. Can't be that way.
Right.
And so that's the thing too. Even being as an athlete, certain skill sets that you have are really good in certain things and really bad in other things. Certain people skills that you have are really good with certain people and really bad with other people. Mm-hmm. With certain tools or gifts that you have in one situation is the exact opposite in another situation. But if you're not able to just look at discern this particular situation for what itself, and not solely focusing on this and excluding everything else around that, like, if you can't do that, you're going to be setting yourself up for failure. You're going to be setting yourself up for problems. You're going to be creating issues. You're going to be falling into pits that you can avoid. There's a lot of other things that could happen. But so as an athlete, you have to be able to discern this situation is different from the next, and I'm different from the next situation. I'm continuously getting better. Some things I'm getting worse at, but I'm not the same person I was a second ago. These people aren't the same people they were a second ago. What might have worked in this situation is not going to work in another.
Because every situation is different.
And you have to go about things on a situation by situational basis. Period. Yeah. So I think that's good. Yeah, I think we're going to close it out for here. Yeah. So I don't feel like saying situation again.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to Locker Room Talk today. My name is David Carter.
I'm Reggie Walker. If you like the videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be giving you daily doses of content right here on the Strategic Advisor Board platform. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until the next show, peace.